Hello and welcome to Euroasia. I am Zuleika Zaman. Here are your top stories from Europe and Asia of this week. Those with health problems are being warned to avoid tiring activity after forecasts show that air pollution will reach high levels in parts of England. The Department for Food, Agriculture and Rural Affairs issued warnings as high pollution levels were recorded on Tuesday. The pollution, a mix of local and European emissions and dust from the Sahara, is forecast in parts of South England, the Midlands and East Anglia. The elderly and those with lung or heart disease are among those warned against exercising outside. In February, the European Commission launched legal proceedings against the UK for failing to reduce levels of nitrogen dioxide, air pollution. On Wednesday, DEFRA admitted it was a challenge to meet air pollution targets near busy roads, but said air quality had improved significantly in recent decades. The number of overseas students taking up places at England's universities decreased by 4,595 in 1 year. This is the first fall in 29 years. International and EU student members fell from 311,800 in 2011-12 to 307,205 in 2012-13. The Higher Education Funding Council for England reports. Since April 2012, foreign students have faced stricter visa regulations, but the government stressed that there was no cap on the number of legitimate students who can study here. The HEF's report, Global Demand for English Higher Education, said there was a notable decline in the number of entrants from South Asia, particularly India and Pakistan, at both undergraduate and postgraduate levels. The number of Indian students fell from 18,535 in 2010-12 to 13,250 in 2011-12, and further to 10,235 in 2012-13. In 2010-11, the number of Pakistan students was 4,580, but this fell by 38% to 2,825 in 2012-13. The data also shows the number of full-time EU undergraduates fell by almost a quarter in just 1 year, from 23,440 in 2011-12 to 17,890 in 2012-13, after years of increasing numbers. These students have to pay the same fees as UK students, and HEFS puts the decline in numbers down to the increase in tuition fees in September 2012. Caroline Pulich, who is the head of business banking for Barclays in North East England, and Karen Swainston, who is the head of corporate relations for Barclays, visited NTV Europe. NTV CEO Sabrina Hussain and NTV director Mustafa Sarwar pleasantly welcomed them and gave them a tour around the studio and transmission room. They were pleased to see the facilities and the organisation of the office that NTV Europe has maintained. Sabrina Hussain discussed the business success of the Asian community and how it can be further developed. Caroline Pulich mentioned that the Asian community is already established and there are many business successes from them. However, to further develop the success, she ensured that Barclays Bank will surely accompany them and support them. The economy of this country, majority sector, is maintained by the Asian community, especially the Bangladeshi community have participated and fulfilled a vital role to increase the economy.
It is that the Bangladesh community is playing a key part in growing the UK economy, and what we're trying to do is to enhance that and actually connect Bangladesh business owners with Asian and non-Asian business owners to make sure that we're all connected as one.
A soldier shot dead 3 colleagues and injured 16 others at the US Army's Fort Hood base in Texas before killing himself. US media named the suspect as Ivan Lopez, 34, although his identity has not been officially confirmed. The gunman had served in Iraq and had mental health problems, officials have said. President Barack Obama said he was heartbroken over the attack. A gun rampage at the same base in 2009 left 13 soldiers dead and 32 wounded. Maj Nidal Hassan was sentenced to death for that attack. Moscow is pressing NATO to explain its plans to enhance its military presence in Eastern Europe. But NATO Secretary General Anders Fogh Rasmussen denied the alliance had broken an agreement with Moscow. NATO has said it will continue to carry out collective defence to protect member states, and it has reinforced defences in Eastern Europe. The alliance has also halted all civilian and military cooperations with Russia. The NATO chief said he had not received any questions from Moscow and called Russian accusations about the alliance actions propaganda and disinformation. In response, Russia has recalled its top military representative at NATO in Brussels for consultations in Moscow. It has been said by Chinese media that a Chinese ship searching for the missing Malaysia Airlines plane in the southern Indian Ocean has picked up a pulse signal. They say the signal has a frequency of 37.5 kHz, the same as those emitted by the flight recorders. However, there is no evidence so far that it is linked to MH370. Dozens of ships and planes have joined the search, with the operation moving into its most intensive phase before batteries on the data recorders fade. On Saturday, the Haxian 01, one of two Chinese ships in the area, picked up the signal at about 25 degrees south latitude and 101 degrees to east longitude. British submarine has also joined the hunt in search of the missing plane. The Ministry of Defence said the Trafalgar-class submarine has arrived in the southern Indian Ocean and would help search for the plane's black box recorder. Police say a bomb has targeted the convoy route of Pakistan's former military ruler, Pervez Musharraf, within minutes of him passing. They said it was an attempt to target the former president. However, no casualties were reported. The blast struck a bridge on Mr. Musharraf's route from a hospital in Rawalpindi, where he was being treated. He was admitted to hospital for chest pain in January on his way to court at the start of his trial for treason. Earlier this week, the former army chief was charged with 5 counts of treason over alleged constitutional violations during his time in power. Mr. Musharraf, aged 70, has denied the charges and says all the accusations against him are politically motivated. A court in India has sentenced 3 men to hang under a new law which carries a death penalty for those convicted of multiple sexual assaults. The men were convicted of raping a photojournalist in Mumbai last year, but they were also among 5 men sentenced to life last month for raping another woman in a separate incident in the city. The trio are the first to be tried and convicted under the tough new law aimed at repeat sexual offenders. Both the victims, an 18-year-old telephone operator and the photojournalist, were attacked last year. Both trials were completed within 7 months in a fast-track court. The 22-year-old photojournalist, an intern with a Mumbai-based magazine, has gone to the Shakti Mills, a former textile mill that now lies abandoned, with a male colleague on a photo assignment when she was attacked. Her colleague was beaten during the assault. After that case made national headlines, the 18-year-old telephone operator came forward to report that she had been assaulted in the same place a month earlier. A Home Office spokesman said enforcement visits were intelligence-led and timed to maximise their effectiveness. Nia Griffith said restaurants were targeted on Friday and Saturday nights, frightening customers and causing owners to lose money and custom. But she acknowledged immigration needed to be controlled. During a meeting at the House of Commons, Asian restaurant owners told Welsh MPs the action of immigration officers was having a damaging impact on their businesses. Lanali MP Nia Griffith said some operations led by immigration enforcement officers were nothing short of disgraceful, and businesses were suffering due to heavy-handed tactics. Cardiff South and Penrith MP Stephen Doughty said the Asian restaurant community felt they were being targeted, while Newport East MP Jessica Morden claimed shops were also getting caught up in this issue. That's all from me this week. Thank you for watching. Please join me again next week. Stay safe and Allah Hafiz.